Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're stepping into a space that's, well, it's really so much more than just an event. It's
Mhm.
often called a powerful cultural homecoming, specifically for Black women.
Right.
Picture this vibrant gathering, thousands connecting, celebrating, really remembering their collective power. That's Essence Fest.
And Nikki Porter, the author whose work we're diving into, she knows this space inside out.
Yeah, exactly. She's been there as a vendor, a
Yeah.
speaker, even a customer, a business leader. She's seen that incredible energy, that support among Black women firsthand.
Which makes it really interesting because this vital cultural space, it exists right alongside this increasingly commercial world.
Right.
And that brings us smack into the core tension we're looking at today.
Yeah.
It's laid out so clearly in Nikki Porter's article for Black Westchester.
Our culture is not a marketing strategy, Essence Fest, Target, and the price of our presence. Powerful title. So yeah, our mission here is to unpack the big questions Porter raises. Like when corporations show up in these really important community spaces, is it genuine support? Is it actual investment?
Or is it just, smart marketing?
Yeah.
A brand positioning tactic?
Exactly. And what does that difference mean for the power we hold? Our consumer presence, our ability to use economic protest, basically, using our money to demand change that aligns with our values.
It's about understanding, like the title says, the price of our presence.
So Portford talks about Target specifically at Essence Fest.
Yeah, she says they've been a fixture there for years, describes their booth as like one of the biggest, busiest ones.
People lining up for hours.
Eager for the tote bags, the beauty products, all the free samples.
Yeah.
It definitely paints a picture of a brand that seems really engaged, really successful in that space.
But what's so striking, and what Porter really highlights, is the timing of all this.
You mean with the boycott?
Yeah. She's writing this piece while there's an active boycott against Target happening this summer because Target, kind of quietly, rolled back some of its DEI commitments.
DEI, so diversity, equity, and inclusion.
Right. The article mentions they got rid of their HE's committee, cut support for certain Black and LGBTQ plus products, stepped back from promises they made back in 2020.
Wow. And didn't Target CEO even admit they pulled some products, not really to protect those communities, but more to protect the comfort of others?
That's what the piece notes, yeah. Which just throws Porcher's central question into such sharp relief, doesn't it?
Absolutely. Is showing up at Essence Fest real solidarity, or is it just another business move?
And Porter really challenges us, to think about when we draw the line. When do we remind these brands and maybe ourselves that our trust, our presence, our dollars, they're worth more than freebies?
Mm-hmm. More than just a tote bag or a flashy booth activation.
Mm-hmm.
It's about deciding that our values have to matter more than, say, a contract or convenience.
It's a powerful distillation, really. For Black women, these cultural spaces aren't just for celebrating anymore. They're becoming battlegrounds. Maybe that's too strong. But definitely frontiers for accountability.
Economic and ethical accountability, yeah.
Porter even talks about her own experience walking away from deals that didn't feel right, that didn't honor her values.
Which is hard. She says saying no is tough, but necessary when your integrity's involved.
Right, but that's one person. What about a whole community? I mean, what are the real-world challenges? Why might someone still engage with a brand like Target, even knowing about the boycott? There could be practical reasons, right?
That's kind of the paradox she seems to be getting at. It's not just about intent, but impact. So even if a brand thinks they're showing support,
If their other actions don't line up.
exactly, then how does the community tell the difference? How do you know if it's a true partnership or just, well, opportunistic branding?
So what does she suggest for people who do go to Essence Fest this year?
She's very direct. She says, move with purpose. Don't go to the Target activation. Leave the free stuff behind.
And instead,
Spend your money with Black-owned vendors. Amplify their names. It's interesting she uses that phrase, move with purpose.
yeah, it's not just passive avoidance, it's active redirection.
Right. It's not just about what you don't do, but what you do choose. It suggests lots of small intentional choices can add up to something really powerful collectively.
So for Target, the message Porcher wants sent is what?
She's blunt. Target is watching. If you stand in that line, if you take the free bag, you're sending a message.
That you don't care about the rollbacks.
Essentially, yeah. That
Yeah.
you're telling them, we're still here, we still support you no matter what you do behind the scenes.
Oof, that's stark.
It is. And she connects it to a bigger issue, losing Black businesses, losing cultural spaces, because we keep letting these lines blur.
So the economic protest isn't just anti-Target, in her view.
No, it's fundamentally pro-us, pro-community, saying yes to our own. Real support, she argues, needs more than just showing up. It needs alignment, intention, accountability.
So these cultural spaces are really becoming key sites where corporate responsibility gets tested, where just being present or choosing not to be becomes a statement.
An economic and ethical statement, yeah.
And it's bigger than just Target, too, right? She stresses that.
Oh, yeah. It's about all the brands that are loud and visible when it's easy or popular, but then kind of fade away when things get difficult or controversial.
So the question becomes, will we as a community keep letting them take center stage in our spaces without asking what that presence really costs us?
And she makes this interesting comparison, too, between the current Target situation and historical movements.
Like the Montgomery bus boycott.
Exactly,
Yeah.
which is very concentrated, right? One
Yeah.
city, one specific action, clear goals, measurable results eventually.
Whereas today,
Today, as Porcher puts it, it feels much more spread out. We're trying to act collectively, but it's across different states, different screens, different algorithms. It's messy.
yeah, she says it feels complicated and blurry, and that we haven't really seen real results from the Target boycott yet.
Which makes you wonder, how do we even measure success for collective action in this digital age? What do real results look like now?
It's a tough question. And ultimately, Porter brings it back to our own stated values: liberation, keeping Black businesses alive, equity.
Right. She says, those words mean nothing if we leave our standards at the door when it's time to dance and celebrate.
So wrapping up this deep dive, that central challenge from Nikki Porcher is really clear. It's this tension, isn't it, between celebrating in these vital spaces we love
And holding firm on our standards for corporate accountability, recognizing that our presence, our money, it comes with expectations.
and that economic protest. In this light, it isn't just about saying no to brands that fall short.
But just as importantly, maybe more importantly, it's about saying a strong yes to our own businesses, to our own community.
Which leaves us, and you, with something to think about. Given how complex things are today, boycotts happening across states, screens, and algorithms, as Porcher says, so different from the past,
Yeah.
what does it actually take now for collective economic action to get those real results? How do we make sure that things like liberation, supporting Black businesses, achieving equity, how do we make sure they're not just words, but things we actually achieve?
Especially when the path, as Porcher herself admits, feels complicated and blurry. It really pushes you to think about what sustained effort and maybe new strategies look like in our modern world.